So here's a short story about a guy who's writing into Reddit about a little problem he has. And this guy is hands down, in my opinion, not only gets the award of Bonehead of the Decade, but Worst Father of the Decade. Why? Because this guy has known for years that his daughter does OnlyFans. And not only does OnlyFans, and it ain't just pictures of her feet, it's full on videos of her doing all sorts of activities with her boyfriend. You can use your imagination. He knew about this, is okay with it, and hid it from his wife. But now his wife found out, wants to divorce him for not only knowing about it and being okay with it, but not telling her. And I'd be going to go over here making the point, guys, that holy crap, there are a lot of morons out there. And by the way, this guy clearly, political wise, is very, very progressive. And obviously his political views trump his duties as a husband, as a father. It is a mess. And I 100% agree with his wife wanting to get rid of him for this. And I'll get more into this later. Title: My wife wants to divorce me because our daughter has an OnlyFans and I knew about it and didn't tell her. And shout out to Brent for sending this story. Now listen to this, guys. Holy crap. Recently, my wife, a 51-year-old female, he's 49, told me she needed to talk to me about something huge. She told me she found out that our daughter, who's 23 years old, has an OnlyFans and is selling videos of herself having you-know-what with her boyfriend. Freaking disgrace. At this point, I admitted to my wife I already knew about this, as I actually found out accidentally nearly a year ago when somebody anonymously emailed to me. I still don't know who or why. Smack! You knew your daughter was doing this? And not only did you not tell your wife, who has a right to know this stuff, but was okay with it? What kind of father are you? Holy crap. No good father wants their daughter to end up on the pole or on stage doing that stuff or on video. Are you kidding me? My wife was stunned and asked me what I had done about it and why I hadn't told her. I told her I hadn't done anything about it because I don't give a shit. Smack! What kind of father are you not to give a crap about that? Do you realize what this is going to do to your daughter's life on multiple fronts? Do you realize it's going to do to you as a family? What? I mean, come on. I'm assuming you should have raised her right. Oh my God. My wife was incredulous and asked me what was wrong with me and said that any normal father would be devastated by this, and I simply said, I'm not somebody else. I am me. I don't see any moral problem with sex work. Smack! You are a terrible father. So you can see right here when he says sex work and he doesn't care and all this stuff like that. You know, again, I'm connecting the dots here. He's probably one of these, I've sadly have known some progressive types, and their politics completely overshadow loyalty toward family, common sense. It's ridiculous. This is your daughter. Really? Oh my God. His wife, I don't blame the wife at all. Oh. This must have been the wrong thing to say, you think, dipshit? Because my wife exploded on me. She called me a shitty father, a lowlife, and she admitted she had fallen out of love with me years ago when our kids were tween-aged, but she had stayed with me because she didn't want to leave them without a father. But that was clearly a mistake because I'm such a shit father. Our kids turned out exactly the same as they would have been if I hadn't been there. If you're not having a problem with your daughter doing OnlyFans, doing porn, then you are a crappy father. Now, the wife should have divorced him years ago. I mean, why stay in it? But still. I point out to her that our daughter having OnlyFans is none of our business, and this is kind of a reaction exactly why I didn't tell her about it, because I knew she would hit the roof and try to make life difficult for everybody. Don't gaslight her, dude. The wife has a reason to react like this. Now, yes, the daughter's 23. Okay, she's a legal adult. They can't ground her and send her to her bedroom, but what they can do is say, don't come back for Thanksgiving, or any time for that matter. I'm not a parent, so I don't know all the dynamics, but I know myself well enough to know that the universe is funny. If I were a father, I'd end up having daughters. That's just how life would work. And I would raise them in a way, in so many positive ways I could do, and I'd make it clear about these things. This is unacceptable. You end up on the pole, you end up on stage, you end up doing these things, don't come home. You are disowned, because I will have raised you in a way and certainly help provide and help build a life that you wouldn't do that type of stuff for the money or for attention or the thrill or any of that type of stuff. Be done. But this girl clearly knows, no big deal, because daddy doesn't care. My wife now says she is leaving me and that this is just a final confirmation that I'm the biggest a-hole to ever walk the planet. Well, dude, you are. I still think I'm right, but I'm sad about my marriage ending and the sheer inconvenience of an impending divorce. I'd like to know how to get my wife not to divorce me. Dude, there is no way she's not going to divorce you. I mean, obviously, she's obviously had issues with you for years, but she stayed in it for the kids and the family and all that. But now she's out of there. For God's sakes, man, this is your daughter, and you don't care that she's doing all that. And by the way, you found out because of an anonymous email about that. I mean, maybe that happened, but what if that's not exactly the truth? What if a 49-year-old guy who, was probably browsing some things, and next thing you know, oh shit, that's my daughter on the freaking, on my phone here. Who knows how it was discovered? But anyhow, your wife feels that she can't trust you, that you keep things from her, something like this, and then you allowed this. I mean, sure, once one video, one picture is out there on the internet, is there forever, but he could at least done some things. They could have worked together and all that, but this, no. There is no way this is a relationship, this marriage can be salvaged. You two are complete opposites on the spectrum politically, amongst many other things, and that's that. I mean, holy crap, man. The only way you could salvage this is doing a whole lot of damage control, but there's been so much damage, But clearly your politics and your political views towards this thing, because he was saying little clues in there like sex work and stuff like that, just tells me, that's just how it is. I used to know a guy, be friends with a guy that became more and more far left as time went on, and I literally could see him being like this with his daughter. His daughter, I think, is like 11 or 12 now. So in about 10 years, literally this could be him. And I can see his wife being like, out of here. It's crazy. Now here's the thing, guys. The comment section is mixed. You got people that are totally like on my side and most of your side and his wife's side. And you got other people that are making the wife out to be the bad guy. And I'm going to read both just to show you my point. Here's the first one. Quoting him, they said, I'm sad about my marriage ending and the sheer inconvenience of an impending divorce. This guy says, do you not see the issue that you betrayed your wife's trust? It's not just your kid. It's hers too, and she should know everything you also know about the kids that you both share, whether she agrees with you or not. And you saying that the divorce is inconvenient for you just proves to everyone else that you don't want to stay and fix the marriage. You just want to make this problem go away as easy as possible and not have to face the consequences of hurting your wife. You don't want to deal with the years of building that now have to be divided because you just can't seem to be bothered by it, per your reply in the comment section that you're staying for convenience. You're staying because you're apathetic to everything while your wife stays for the kids and their well-being. You're both in this marriage when you don't want to be, despite saying you do, you don't, and this is hurting your wife. Accept the divorce and let her move on. Exactly. Now here's one from a female commenter who is on this guy's side. And you're not going to be surprised when I read this. This girl says, your daughter is a grown woman and capable of making her own decisions with her body. I also did online SCX work at 20 years old and didn't tell my parents because it was none of their business. I don't think what you did was wrong, because if your daughter wanted y'all to know, then she would tell you. I can understand your wife being upset if she felt her daughter was in an unsafe situation or she was being trafficked and forced to make content, but she's making content with her boyfriend. In regard to your marriage, you know how you feel. It's never too late for a second chance at happiness. Now, okay, the wife hasn't been happy with him for a long time. Gee, I wonder why, But anyhow, right here, because this girl, she's biased. She used to do that type of stuff. Yes, the daughter in this story is 23. They can't ground her and everything like that, but let me tell you, there's other things that can be done. Another one. This is another one on this guy's side. This woman says, it's no one's business what your daughter does to make her living. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. She is making a bad reflection on the family. What does your wife expect you to do about it? Exploding the whole issue will do nothing but humiliate her and possibly destroy her relationship with you both. The daughter is humiliating herself. She just doesn't know it. You seem like a very progressive man, ding, 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 but that's supposed to be a compliment. So you should know better than to stay in a marriage of convenience, especially with someone who's not only incompatible with you, but stems intent on forcing her idea of morals on your adult child. What's wrong with good morals? But more and more morals are going out the door these days. Warn your daughter that both of you know, and explain that you don't care what she does and will love her no matter what, but that her mother may attack and soon will. Love her no matter what. What does that get people when they say that? And last one, this is a guy on our side. He says, I would be devastated if I discovered my daughter was doing this. This is my only personal opinion. I'm not moralizing, but once this is out there on the internet, it can come back to haunt in 5, 10, 20 years. All that aside, you sound like two people who absolutely shouldn't be together. She fell in love with you a long time ago and wasn't honest enough to communicate with you, and you sound as flat as a pancake when you're all in the marriage for his convenience. You both need to go your separate ways and hopefully find happiness elsewhere. Yeah, these two are incompatible. Break up, end of story. He can be happy in his little world where his head is in the sand, and the wife hopefully can find some happiness. And the daughter is going to be messed up. So there you go, guys. The bonehead of the decade, the worst father of the decade. I think any father that allows this stuff is an absolute disgrace. I mean, for goodness sake almighty. But again, some people are so wrapped up in their politics that they just completely, But when it's your own daughter and you don't care and all that, good Lord. So, guys, I normally on this channel talk about, it's the crazy women doing crazy things. Well, this guy, he's getting it.